This is Ben Television News Roundup, a compilation of major stories in the week ending. I am Tunde Alabi. The chairman of Nigeria Diaspora Leadership Forum, Alistair Shiode, says the outcome of the election in Ekiti State is changing the face of Nigerian politics. Alistair, who was speaking at the Houses of Parliament, Westminster, alongside Newcastle upon Tyne Central MP Chi at the inauguration of Nigerian Youth Congress at the British Parliament, said politics has now gone grassroots. He said anyone from the diaspora community interested in politics must return to Nigeria, live with the people, and identify with a credible mentor. The Nigerian Diaspora Leadership Forum chairman also acknowledged the importance of social media, but emphasized the power of the masses in Nigeria who have little or no access to social media. Said the masses who though saw the infrastructure put in place by Dr. Fayemi, the outgoing governor, had a preference for their cost and standard of living as against environmental growth.
The election has opened a new dimension completely into the Nigerian political area. That is for those who are academicians or people who study. It's for you not to go and study. I don't go to school. But it has completely turned around Nigerian politics. Because to many, if there's a state that can be retained by the opposition nationally, is the APC party, especially in Ekiti State. But as you have also read and followed, Fayemi, who is from the PDP, won the election. And it was a free and fair election. There was no violence, and nobody is complaining so far that his vote was not taken into consideration. He won by a majority of almost 45%. There was a massive turnout of electorate in the state, very high, more than 51%. I then declared the election. Fayemi is not complaining. He has accepted the offer. He has congratulated the new governor, Fayemi. Fayemi has recognized that he won. He has decided to meet with the new governor. What that is showing is, to me, that Fayemi is coming in as a governor. Finally accepting him as the new governor. He has opened a new dimension to the Nigerian politics. Because it means that somebody can be defeated and come out publicly to say, you're welcome, you're the next governor. There's no need of fighting. I don't want to go to court because there's nothing for me to go and do. He's going to do or die affair according to what has been tagged as him saying. Does that mean that Nigerians are hungry? Many people say, well, he has a tactics. He employed his tactics to meet the people. And he made a presentation and people bought it. So naturally, as we have our leaders who are there, we're talking about our leaders coming into force from the year of 1997. It is true. But again, we have noticed that the social media really does not change anything, especially in Nigeria. And if you don't have the power of voting, and you cannot talk to the people back home to vote, then really and truly, we cannot change anything. Because we're talking about Nigeria, the most populous black nation in the world, the number one economy of the African continent, the sixth largest producer of some of our natural products, and still is a country that is yet to tap into 70% of the natural resources that is in that country.
Also speaking, the MP for Newcastle upon Tyne, Chi said it was time Nigerian politics began to focus on both capital and human development. She expressed concerns at the level of corruption and insecurity in the country.
Why are we having this debate in the UK and not Nigeria, he said. I will tell you why. Because in Nigeria, we do not have a problem of leadership. We have one of followership. And what he was saying, and though it's easy to simplify, but what he was saying, which I do agree with, is that Nigerian population need to claim what is their own. It's Nigeria's destiny. It's Nigeria's power. Here in the UK, we can do all we can to help in support, but Nigeria has to claim its own destiny, its own future. And that is what the Nigerian Youth Congress, the quick slogan, be the change. That is what the Nigerian Congress
At least 21 people have been reportedly killed when a suspected bomb exploded in a crowded shopping district in the Nigerian capital, Abuja, during rush hour this Wednesday, adding to the toll of hundreds killed in attacks this year. It has not been established who was responsible for the blast, and no one has claimed responsibility. However, militant Islamist group Boko Haram has increasingly targeted civilians in its bloody 5-year insurgency. The suspected blast is Abuja's third in 3 months. It has come as the Nigerian government and military face rising public anger over their inability to protect citizens from daily gun bomb attacks across Africa's largest economy and most populous country. The explosion rocked crowded districts near the popular Barnes Plaza shopping center in the upscale Wuse 2 neighborhood just before 4 p.m. Nigerian local time. Speaking after the blast, Nigerian police spokesman Frank Kumba said that the police have confirmed that 21 people were killed and 17 injured after a preliminary investigation. The police spokesman also said that another suspect was killed by a soldier as he tried to escape on a motorcycle.
The casualty figure for now is 21 persons dead, 17 injured. 21 persons dead and 17 persons injured. If there is any change later on, we will gladly inform you. There are also 17 vehicles that were burned in the incident. It is also heartwarming to know that an arrest has been made and security agencies will be following up with that arrest.
Eyewitnesses said that the blast shattered windows, sent smoke billowing into the air, and carved out a large crater.
I came to photocopy a document here where the driver parked, and I was in. We pray in this mosque. We prayed together. He waited for me. I said, let's go. He waited for me. I was in the complex photocopying my document. I saw the ground is shaking.
I was about driving into Park and Shop, preparation for the Nigerian match to buy drinks and all that. Then we had a big thought, and then we saw smoke in the air, and then that was it. And people started running away from the point of impact. And in about less than 10 minutes, about 7 minutes, you had the response team on ground. They started coming. Of course, they all did not come at the same time, but the response time was fantastic.
We saw the dead bodies on the floor. There are some inside the car. The taxi drivers, they were inside the car, burning seriously.
Nigeria has been under almost daily bomb and gun attacks, widely suspected to be the work of Boko Haram, a group that has killed thousands since 2009 in its drive to carve out an Islamic State in the north. The group is also responsible for the abduction of over 200 school girls who are still missing. Now let's go to other news now. In the United Kingdom, former News of the World and the Coulson's conviction of phone hacking has triggered an apology from Prime Minister David Cameron for employing the former News of the World editor as his director of communications. Cameron, who said he was extremely sorry for his actions, said it was a wrong decision on his behalf to have brought Andy Coulson to number 10. He spoke after the ex-News of the World editor was found guilty at the Old Bailey of conspiring to hack phones between 2000 and 2006. Cameron has further come under attack from Labour leader Ed Miliband and members of his own party who accused him of not permitting full vetting of Andy Coulson before appointing him as a spin doctor.
Well, I take full responsibility for employing Andy Coulson. I did so on the basis of undertakings I was given by him about phone hacking, and those turn out not to be the case. I always said that if they turned out to be wrong, I would make a full and frank apology, and I do that today. I'm extremely sorry that I employed him. It was the wrong decision, and I'm very clear about that.
We now know that he brought a criminal into the heart of Downing Street. And David Cameron was warned about Andy Coulson. The evidence mounted up against Andy Coulson. David Cameron must have had his suspicions about Andy Coulson, and yet he refused to act. Now, I believe this isn't just a serious error of judgment. This taints David Cameron's government, because we now know that he put his relationship with Rupert Murdoch ahead of doing the right thing when it came to Andy Coulson.
Mr. Cameron appointed Coulson as his media chief in July 2007, 6 months after he had quit as News of the World editor on the day the paper's former royal editor was jailed for 4 months for phone hacking. Coulson said he took ultimate responsibility for that scandal, even though he maintained he was unaware of any phone hacking by his journalist. Mr. Cameron took Coulson into Downing Street after becoming Prime Minister in 2010, only for him to resign in 2011 amid growing allegations about phone hacking during his time as editor. From politics to economy, business, technology, the totality of what makes man is all bring to you here on this Punch. We give you the information that you need, from business to economy to politics to technology, and that's all we do here on this Punch, from the beginning to the end, and that is why we are here. Keep watching this Punch from Ben Television, and today I'll be your host. And this is all we have for you on News Roundup this week. My name is Tunde Alabi. It's been a pleasure having you there, taking note of some of the issues we have raised in our News Roundup today. If you do have any query, do send it to bentelevisionuk@gmail.com. We'll be very glad to respond to your queries. And if you do have some news stories you want to send to us, email it again to bentelevisionuk@gmail.com. Until we come here again next week, I'm Tunde Alabi. Do have a very good time. Bye.